So welcome to Chair Yoga with Health Coach Gayle. And we're going to do some gentle stretching, deep breathing, and just get out of our heads for a little while and into our bodies. So let's go. All right, so we're sitting here and we're going to bring our arms up above the head and bring them down. And we can repeat that movement. Let's do 5. And last one. All right. And then we can put the, We can put okay. We can put our hand on the outside of the knee and then just gently twist and look behind you. And hold that with a few deep breaths. And then we can go in the other direction. Okay, and then come back to center. And let's bring our hands together, and we're going to sit kind of towards the edge of our chairs and just reach down. Hands go between the feet, and then slowly come sitting back up. And then we can repeat that same move, but go to the outside of one leg, touch down to the ground, and then come sitting back up. And then we'll do a center, and then the other side. All right. So if you're able to come towards the edge of the chair, and we want to do just kind of a gentle lift. So hands can be either like underneath you or gripping the edge of the chair. And we're just going to lift up and then come back down. Let's do 5 of those. A more advanced version of this, if you want to come up out of the chair, and I do this fitness move with my 89-year-old mom. It's her least favorite move we do, but it's so important because it keeps the glutes and the quads strong. Is you come up out of the chair, just turn around, and then sit back down. And when I do that with her, we do that 5 times, turning in one direction, and then we pause, and then we do 5 more going the other way. And ideally, you would do this without using your hands, but if you need to use your hands, that's okay too. So let's go on to the next move, but you can repeat it. So going the other way as well, if you want to use the recording, pause it and just do that. But it's good for balance and strength. So combo move there. So next up, we will do, I don't know the name of this move, but it's a little bit more full body. And we're going to reach up, and as we do that, we step out. So moving the feet out. So arms go up, feet go out, and then arms go down and your feet come back together. So let's do that 5 times. And even if you just move your arms for this one, that's okay. And then we're going to try and engage the core here, warm it up a bit, and we'll do a little bit of marching in place. So your hands can be on the edge of the chair, and we're just lifting and lowering, alternating knees. If that's too much, you can also make it a little bit modified by just lifting up and kind of coming onto the balls of the feet, lifting up the heels. Okay. So next up, we'll do put hands behind the head like this. And we want to come down. So elbow goes to the opposite knee and then come sitting back up. And then we'll go the other way. And let's do 5 of these. All right. So before we go on to the next move, let's just put our hands on our thighs and then slowly, slowly slide your hands down towards the ankles. Chest comes down towards the knees as far as you can go, and just hold that a few seconds. You should feel the stretch down the back of your legs. All right. And then we'll do a little bit more here with the core. So this is a really subtle but powerful exercise where you just place one hand on your abdominal, maybe like between just above your belly button. And what we want to do is tune into these muscles, and by taking a big deep breath, filling the lungs, and then holding it as you hold your hand there. So we want to keep breathing, ideally not holding our breath, but hold the core in for just a few seconds and then let it out. And repeat. Let's do 5 of these. So big deep breath, hold, and then let it out.
I wish I could feel my muscles.
Well, so what we want to get attuned to kind of where they are and what's happening. A lot of people, actually most, tend to have shallow breathing, including myself. And this, what this does is it gets you more attuned to the breathing with really filling the lungs. Usually we're, just like in this really small capacity. So, but it's also a good core strengthener too. So, and so we're sucking the core in, holding it a few seconds, and then releasing it with the breath. And you can actually do this one like anytime. You can be standing, sitting. Sometimes I'll be driving or sitting in a stoplight and just suck it in. You don't have to have your hand there necessarily, but suck it in and just hold it. Because what tends to happen is as time passes is those muscles just kind of let loose, unless we're working actively to keep them strong and engaged. So let's do one more. And hold, and then release. All right. So we'll do a little bit more with the upper body and the neck and shoulders. And let's bring the chin down towards the chest. And then gently roll to one side, ear towards the shoulder, back to center, and then the other direction too. Trying to keep the shoulders down. We don't want them to scrunch up. And we can just keep that half circle rotation going. Just slow and gentle movement here. All right. And then let's just look left and right. So just range of motion exercise here. And then after 5 of those, let's do just looking up to the ceiling and then down, bringing the chin to the chest. 5 times. All right. And then we can bring the shoulders into it a little bit more. And we'll just roll from the front to the back. Left and right. And then we can go from the back to the front. All right, and then we'll do some shoulder shrugs. So hands are on your lap, and we're just lifting and dropping. All right, and let's bring our hands into this a little bit more, and we can do these. Big finger stretch. And then we can pull back on the wrists and then go in the opposite direction too. A couple times there. And changing hands. And then we can shake it out. All right, so let's, we have our hands here by our, at shoulder height. We're gonna pull them back. Like we imagine you have a band or a piece of rope you're holding on to, pulling it back, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then pushing forward. And let's do 5 of those. All right. And then we can have hands down by the sides of our chairs. And we're just going to come up and go down. Okay. And then we can cross over and pull on the back of the elbow, pull it towards your body and just hold that stretch. And then the other way. And one of my favorite stretches is where you lift one arm and it's like you're trying to trail down your spine. And then with the other hand, you're reaching up and you're trying to get as close to clasping, touching fingers or clasping hands as you can. And just feel into that stretch. And then you can switch it and go the other way. Ideally, you have the same capability one side to the other.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that, like if you have a inch gap or on one direction and then 4 or 5 the other, that indicates that you've got some tightness in your upper body that you might want to address, because when we're tight, that opens us up. We're more prone to injury. And so doing these kinds of stretchings can help open that up. So let's do the next one. Hands are behind the head, feet are wide like a V. And we're just going to bend forward and then come back up. I'll do 5 of those. So your feet you've got your heels on the ground. This is a great lower back strengthener and core, which of course your lower back is part of, but okay. And then next we can kind of shift in the chair and kind of one leg goes back and straight and the other one is bent, and you're looking towards the bent knee. And we can put our arms out like this. It's kind of a modified warrior pose. And you can just hold that there, or you can kind of come down, elbow towards the outside of the knee. We can try that 5 times on one side. Getting those rotational core muscles. And then we can switch and go the other direction. So the back leg extending out straight. The other one we're leaning towards is bent. And we're just kind of tipping and coming back up.
I feel this is a good balance.
Yes, it is. All right. So I can share a couple of standing moves that are really good for balance if you're up for those. Are you sitting in a chair with a back?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can come behind the chair. And what we want to do is put our fingers really lightly on the top of the chair. You know, the more you're kind of gripping it or leaning on it, the less force and balance you're going to bring into your body. So if you need it for balance, just really light fingers. And what we want to start with is just coming up onto the balls of the feet. We can do that 5 to 10 times. So much of our balance comes from our feet and our ankles, and making sure that you've got strong, stable muscles and just a general awareness is really important for staying upright. So the next move related is same fingers on the back of the chair, but instead of coming up onto the balls of the feet, we want to kind of rock back a little bit and lift up the feet. So you're coming onto the heels and lifting up like that. So we can do another 5 to 10 like that. Just bringing the toes up, balls, and lifting and lowering. And then we can put the feet wide, like the distance of the chair legs, and we're just going to rock side to side, lifting up the opposite foot. And then one more advanced move for standing and balance would be to light fingers on the chair and just lifting up one leg, having it so your thigh is parallel to the floor, and just holding that for like 5 to 10 seconds. Strength and balance. And then you can switch and do the other side. All right. And we'll do one last stretch here. Really great upper body. Open up that tightness is if you just twirl your arms from back to front. And then after a few of those, you can go front to back. And if you're feeling really ambitious, you can clasp your hands behind you and lift up. You can take it a little bit further and bring the arms over toward your head. So that is probably a good amount of stretching and breathing and for today's. I'm going to hit pause on the recording. Thanks for being here with me. I'm Health Coach Gayle of WhyPowered Health Coaching. Take good care.